Act 1, Scene 1, Windsor, before the page's house. Enters Shallow, Slender, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Sir Hugh, persuade me not. I will make a Star Chamber matter of it. If he were 20 Sir John Falstaff, he shall not abuse Robert Shallow, Esquire.
County of Gloucester,
Yes.
Justice of Peace, and Court.
Ah, Cousin Slender and Custom Alorum.
Aye, and wrote too. And a gentleman born, master person who writes himself Amerigo in my bill, writes Quintance and obligation of Amerigo.
That I do, and I have none any time these 300 years.
All his successors, all gone before
now
him,
he's a different
has
character.
done, and all his ancestors that come after him may, and they may give the dozen white luces in their coat.
Ah, it is an old coat.
The dozen white louses do become an old coat well. It agrees well, passant, and it is a familiar beast of man and signifies love.
The loose is a fresh fish. The salt fish is an old coat.
Well, if I may quote as
Ah, you may by marrying.
It is marring indeed if he quartered it.
Not a whit.
Yes, milady, if he has a quarter of your coat, there is but 3 skirts for yourself, in my simple conjectures, but that is all one. Sir John Falstaff has committed disparagements unto you. I am of the church, and will be glad to do my benevolence to make atonements and compromises between you.
The council shall hear it. It is a riot.
It is not meet that the council hear a riot. There is no fear of God in a riot. The council, look you, shall desire to hear the fear of God, and not to hear a riot. Take your vizaments in that.
Ah, all my life, if I were young again, the sword should end it.
It is better that friends is the sword and end it. There is also
Brown
another
book.
device in my
Brown
hand.
book.
Hello?
Now I'm giving the brown book to
Shallow's here now.
but he hasn't opened the book.
I can read that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my life! If I were young again, the sword should end it.
It is better that friends is the sword and end it. And there is also another device in my brain, which peradventure brings good discretions with it. There is Anne Page, which is daughter to Master Thomas Page, which is pretty virginity.
Mistress Anne Page, she has brown hair and speaks small like a woman.
It is that fair person for all the world, just as you will desire, and 700 pounds of moneys and gold and silver is her grandsire upon his deathbed, got delivered to joyful resurrections. Give, when she is able to overtake 17 years old. It were a good motion if we leave our pribbles and prabbles and desire a marriage between Master Abraham and Mistress Anne Page.
Did her grandsire leave her 700 pounds?
I and her father is make her a pretty petter penny.
I'm shallow, right?
That's what I'm reading here. I know the young gentlewoman.
Right.
You're playing Shallow.
Who's slender?
I'm reading Slender. The
Go.
third
Slender.
Here you go.
I know the young
I know
gentleman.
the young woman, she has good gifts.
700 pounds and possibilities is good gifts.
Well, let's see, honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Shall I tell you a lie? I do despise a liar as I do despise one that is false, or as I despise one that is not true. The knight, Sir John, is there, and I beseech you, be ruled by your well-willers. I will beat the door for Master Page. What ho! God please your house here. Who's there? Here's a God pleasing and your friend, the Justice Shallow, and here young Master Slender, that peradventures shall tell you another tale, if matters grow to your likings. I am glad to see your worships well. I thank you for my venison, Master Shallow.
Master Page, I'm glad to see you. Oh, much good doeth your good heart. I wish your venison better. It was ill killed. Out of good Mistress Page, and I thank you always with my heart. With my heart.
Sir, I thank you.
Sir, I thank you, whereby yea and no I do.
I am glad to see you, good Master Slender.
How does your fellow greyhound, sir? I heard you say he has outrun at cockhold.
It could not be judged, sir.
You'll not confess, you'll not confess.
That he will not. 'Tis your fault, 'tis your fault. 'Tis a good dog.
A cur, sir.
Sir, he's a good dog and a fair dog. Can there be more said? He's good and fair. Is Sir John Falstaff here?
Sir, he is within, and I could do a good office between you. It is spoke as a Christian ought to speak.
He hath wronged me, Master Page.
Sure, sir, he doth in some sort confess it.
If it be confessed, it is not redressed. Is not that so, Master Page? He hath wronged me, indeed he hath. At a word he hath. Believe me, Robert Shallow, Esquire, saith he is wronged.
Here comes Sir John.
Now, Master Shallow, you complain of me to the king. Tonight you have beaten my men, killed my deer, and broke open my lodge, but not kissed your keeper's daughter. That the pin shall be answered. I will answer it straight. I have done all this. There, that is now answered. The council shall know of this. 'Twere better for you if it were known in council. You'll be laughed at.
Vocal verba, Sir John. Good words.
Good words, good cabbage. Slender, I broke your head. What matter have you against me?
Oh, marry, sir, I have matter in my head against you, and against your coney-catching rascals, too. Bardolph, Nim, and Pistol. They carried me to the tavern and made me drunk, and afterward picked my pocket.
You love cheese.
Oh, it is no matter. Now, Mephistopheles. Oh, it is no matter.
Slice, I say. Pauka, pauka, slice. That's my humor.
We're simple, my man. Can you tell, cousin?
Please, I pray you, now let us understand. There is 3 umpires in this matter, as I understand. That is, Master Page, Felicity, Master Page, and there is myself, Fidelicet, myself, and the 3 party is, lastly, and finally, mine host of the Garter. We 3 to hear it and end it between them. Vergott! I will make a proof of it in my notebook, and we will afterwards walk upon the cause with a great discreetly as we can.
Pistol!
He hears with ears.
The devil and his tam! What praise is this? He hears with ear? Why, this is affectations.
Pistol, did you pick Master Slender's purse?
Aye, by these gloves did he. I never come in my own great chamber again else, or 7 groats in mill sixpences, or 2 Edward shovelboards that cost me 2 shilling and 2 pence apiece in Yeed Miller. by these gloves.
Is this true, Pistol?
No, it is a false. It is a pick purse.
Ha! Thou mountain foreigner, Sir John and Mastermind, I combat challenge of this Latin bilbo, and word of denial in the labrous here. Word of denial, froth and scum, thou liest. By these gloves then 'twas he.
Be advised, sir, and pass good humours. I will say merry trap with you, and if you run the nut hooks humour on me, it is the very note of it.
By this hat then, he is in the red face, had it, and though I cannot remember what I did when you made me drunk, I am not altogether an ass.
What say you, Scarlet and John?
Why, sir, for my part, I say the gentleman has drunk himself out of the last 5 seconds.
It is his 5 senses. Fie, what the ignorance is.
And being, sir, it was, they say, cumbered, captured conclusions, it passes the carriers.
You spoke in Latin then too, but 'tis no matter. I'll never be drunk while I live again, but in honest, civil, goodly company. For this trick, if I be drunk, I'll be drunk with those that have the fear of God, and not with drunken knaves.
So God urge me that it is a virtuous mind.
You hear all these matters denied, gentlemen. You hear it.
Nay, daughter, carry the wine and we'll drink within.
Ah, heaven, this is Mistress Anne Page.
How now, Mistress Ford?
Mistress Ford, by my troth, you are very well met, by your leave, good mistress.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Oh, this is Mr. Page.
Yes.
I thought it was a page.
No.
God. Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, we have a hot venison pasty to dinner. Come, gentlemen, I hope we shall drink down all unkindness.
I had rather than 40 shillings I had my book of songs and sonnets here. How now, Simple? Where have you been? I have been waiting on myself, must I? You have not the book of riddles about you, have you?
Book of riddles? Why, no. Did you
May I say
lend it to Alice Shortcake upon the All Hallow Mass last fortnight after Michaelmas?
Come, cuz, we stay for you. A word with you, cuz, Mary. This, cuz, there is, as 'twere, a kind of tender made afar off by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me?
Why, sir, and you shall find me reasonable. If it be so, I shall do that. That is reason.
Nay, but understand me.
So I do, sir.
Give ear to his motions, Master Slender. I will description the matter to you, if you be capacity of it.
Nay, I will do as my cousin Shallow says. I pray you, pardon me, he is a justice of peace in this country, and simple though I stand here.
But that is not the question. The question is concerning your marriage.
Ah, there's the point, sir.
Marry it is, the very point of it, to Mistress Anne Page.
Why, if it be so, I will marry her upon any reasonable demands.
But can you affection the woman? Let us command to know that of your mouth or of your lips, for divers philosophers hold that the lips is parcel of the mouth. Therefore, precisely, can you carry your good will to the maid?
Cousin Abraham Slender, can you love her?
I hope so. I will do as I can, as a child becomes one that would do reason.
Nay, God's lords and his ladies, you must speak possible. If you can carry her, your desires towards her.
That you must. Will you, upon good dowry, marry her?
I will do a greater thing than that. upon your request, cousin, in any reason.
Nay, conceive me, sweet cause. What I do is to pleasure you, cause. Can you love the maid?
I will marry her, sir, at your request, but if there be no greater love in the beginning, yet heaven may decrease it upon better acquaintance, and when we are married and have more occasion to know one another, I hope upon the familiarity will grow more contempt. If you say marry her, I will marry her, and that I am freely dissolved and dissolutely.
It is very discretion answer, save the fall is in the ought dissolutely, or the ought is, according to your meaning, resolutely, its meaning is good.
I think my cousin meant well.
Or else I might be hanged.
Here comes fair Mistress Anne. Would I were young for your sake, Mistress Anne.
The dinner is on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
I will wait on him, fair Mistress Anne.
Aught's pleased will, I will not be absent at the grace.
Will please your worship to come in, sir?
Oh, I thank you forsooth heartily. I am very well.
The dinner attends you, sir.
I am not hungry. I thank you forsooth. Go, sirrah, for all you are my man, and go wait upon my cousin Shallow. Justice of peace sometimes may be beholden to his friend for a man, and I keep but 3 men, and a boy yet, till my mother be dead. But what thought ye, yet live a poor gentleman born?
I may not go in without your worship. They will not still sit till you come.
If faith, I'll eat nothing. I could thank you as much as though I did.
I pray you, sir, walk in.
I had rather walk here. I thank you. I bruised my shin the other day with playing at sword and dagger with a pastor offense, and 3 guineas for a dish of stewed prunes, and by my troth, I cannot bide the smell of hot meat since. Why do your dogs bark so? Be there bears in the town?
I think there are, sir. I heard them talk of it.
Oh, I love the sport well, but I shall as soon quarrel of it as any man in England. You are afraid if you see the bear loose, are you not?
Aye, indeed, sir.
That's meat and drink to me now. I have seen Sackerson loose 20 times and have taken him by the chain. But I warrant you, the women who have so cried and shrieked at it that it passed. But women indeed cannot abide them, and they are very ill-favored, rough things.
Come, gentle Master Slender, come. We stay for you.
Oh, I'll eat nothing, I thank you, sir.
By cock and pie, you shall not choose, sir. Come, come.
Oh, nay, pray you, lead the way.
Come on, sir.
Mistress Anne, yourself can go first.
Not I, sir. Pray you keep on.
Oh, truly, I would not go first, truly, law. Oh, I will not do that wrong.
I pray you, sir.
I'd rather the unmannerly than troublesome. You do yourself wrong indeed, law.
Scene 2, the same. Enter Sir Hugh Evans and Simple.
Go your ways and ask Dr. Caius's house, by which is the way, and there dwells one Mistress Quickly, which is in the manner of his nurse, or his dry nurse, or his cook, or his laundry, or his washer and his wringer.
Well, sir.
Nay, it is better yet. Give her this letter, for it is an woman that altogether acquainted with Mistress Anne Page, And the letter is to desire and require her to solicit your master's desires to mistress and page. I pray you, be gone. I will make an end of my dinner, and there's pippins and cheese to come.
Scene 3, a room in the Garter Inn. Enter Falstaff, host, Bardolph, Nym, Pistol, and Robin. Mine host of the Garter!
What says my bully rook? Speak scholarly and wisely.
Truly, mine host, I must turn away some of my followers.
Discard, bully Hercules. Cashier, let them wag, trot, trot.
I sit at £10 a week.
They're an emperor, Caesar, Kaiser, and Caesar. I will entertain Bardolph. He shall draw, he shall tap, and I say, well, bully Hector.
Do so, good mine host.
I have spoke, let him follow. Let me see the froth and lime. I am at a word. Follow.
Bardolph, follow him. The tapster is a good trade. An old cloak makes a new jerkin. A withered serving man a fresh tapster. Go, adieu.
It is a life I had desired. I will thrive.
Ah, base Hungarian wight, wilt thou the spigot wield?
He was gotten in drink, and is not the humor conceited.
I'm glad I'm so acquit of this tinderbox. His staffs were too open. His filching was like an unskillful singer. He kept not the time.
The humor is to steal at a minute's rest.
Ah, convey the wise it call, steal. Ah, a pico for that pays.
Well, sirs, I'm almost out at heels.
Why then let times ensue?
There is no remedy. I must coney catch. I must shift.
Young ravens must have food.
Which of you know Ford of this town?
I ken the wight. He is of a substance good.
My honest lads, I will tell you what I'm about.
2 yards and more.
No quips now, Pistol. Indeed, I am in the waist 2 yards about, but I am now about no waste. I am about thrift. Briefly, I do mean to make love to Ford's wife. I spy entertainment in her. She discourses, she carves, she gives the leer of invitation. I can construe the action of her familiar style and the hardest voice of her behavior to be Englished rightly is, I am Sir John Falstaff.
And he hath studied her well, translated her well, and out of honesty into English.
The anchor is deep, that will that humor pass.
Now, the report goes, she has all the rule of her husband's purse. She hath a legion of angels.
As many devils entertain, tour boy, I say.
Humor rises, it is good humor me, the angels.
I have written me here a letter to her, and here another to Page's wife, who even now gave me good eyes too. Examined my parts with most judicious lades. Sometimes the beam of her view gilded my foot, sometimes my portly belly.
And then did the sun on dunghill rise and shine.
I thank thee for that humor.
Oh, she did so course o'er my exteriors with such a greedy intention that the appetite of her eye did seem to scorch me up like a burning glass. Here's another letter to her. She bears the purse too. She is a region in Guiana, all gold and bounty. I will be cheater to them both, and they shall be exchequers to me. They shall be my East and West Indies, and I will trade to them both. Go, bear thou this letter to Mistress Page, and thou this to Mistress Ford. We will thrive, lads. We will thrive.
Shall I, Sir Pandarus of Troy, become? Well, and by my side we're steel, then Lucifer take all.
I will run no base humor here. Take the humor letter. I will keep the avior of reputation.
Yeah.
Well, thru, bear you these letters tightly. Sail like my pinnace to these golden shores. Rogues, hence, avaunt! Vanish like hailstones, go! Trudge, plod away the hoof, seek shelter! Pack! Falstaff will learn the humor of the age. French thrift, you rogues! Myself and skirted page!
Let vultures gripe thy guts, for gourd and Fulham holds, and the high and low beguiles the rich and poor. A tester I'll be in pouch when there shall be luck, base Phrygian Turk.
I have operations which be humours of revenge.
Wilt thou revenge
By Wilkin and by her star.
with wit or steel?
With both the humours I will discuss the humour of this love to page.
And I to forge shall take unfold how Falstaff varlet file. His dove will prove, his gold will hold, his soft couch defile. Ha!
My humour shall not cool, I will incense page to deal with poison. I will possess him with yellowness, for the revolt of mine is dangerous. That is my true humour.
Thou art the Mars of malcontent. I second thee, troop on.
Scene for a room in Dr. Caius' house. Enter Mistress Quickly, Simple, and Rugby.
What, John Rugby? I pray thee go to the casement and see if you can see my master, Master Dr. Caius, coming. If you do, i'faith, and find any body in the house, here will be an old abusing of God's patience and the king's English.
I'll go watch.
Go, and we'll have a posset for it soon at night, in faith at the latter end of a sea-coal fire. An honest, willing, kind fellow was ever servant shall come in house withal, and I warrant you, no telltale, nor no breed bait. His worst fault is that he is given to prayer. He is sometimes peevish that way, but nobody but has his fault. But let that pass. Peter Simple, you say your name is?
I, for fault of a better one.
And Master Slender's your master?
I, forsooth.
Does he not wear a great round beard like a glover's paring knife?
No, forsooth. He hath but a little wee face, with a little yellow beard, a cane-colored beard.
A softly sprited man, is he not?
Aye, forsooth, but he is as tall a man of his hands as any is with this in his head, and he hath fought with a foreign warner.
How say you? Oh, I shall remember him. Does he not hold up his head, as it were, and strut in his gait?
Yes, indeed does he.
Well, heaven sent Anne Page no worse fortune. Tell Master Parson Evans, I will do what I can for your master. Anne is a good girl, and I wish...
Out! Alas, here comes my master.
We shall all be shent. Run in here. Good young man, go into this closet. He will not stay long. What, John Rugby? John! What, John, I say? Go, John, go inquire for my master. I doubt be he not well, that he comes not home. And down, 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 and down, down.
What else you sing? I do not like these toys. Pray you, go and fetch me my bottle of verre. A box, a green box. Do intend what I speak. A green box.
Aye, forsooth, I'll fetch it you. I'm glad he went not in himself. If he had found a young man, he would have been horn mad.
Il fait faux chaud, il veut voir à la côte la grande affaire.
Is this it, sir?
Ah, oui, Mr. Lord Fouquet, dépêche, quickly. Where is that knave Rugby?
What? John Rugby? John?
Yes, sir.
Ah, you are John Rugby and you are John Jack Rugby. Ha ha! Come, take your rapier and come after my heel to the court.
'Tis ready, sir, here in the pouch.
By my troth, I tarry too long. Odds me, qu'est-ce que j'ai oublié? There's some samplers in my closet that I will not, for the world, shall I leave behind.
Ah, me, he'll find the young man here and be mad.
Oh, diable, what is in my closet? Villain, larron, bring me my rapier.
Good master, be content.
Wherefore shall I be content?
The young man is an honest man.
Well, what shall the honest man do in my closet? There is no honest man that shall come in my
I
closet.
beseech you, be not so phlegmatic. Hear the truth of it. He came of an errand to me from Parson Hugh.
Well,
I, forsooth, to desire her to,
Peace, I pray you.
to pay peace of your tongue, speak of your tale.
to desire this honest gentlewoman, your maid, to speak a good word to mistress and page for my master in the way of marriage.
This is all indeed law, but I'll ne'er put my finger in fire and need not.
Sir you send you? Ruby, belly me some paper. Tarry you a little while.
I am glad he is so quiet. If he had been thoroughly moved, you should have heard him so loud and so melancholy. But notwithstanding, man, I'll do your master what good I can. And the very yea and the no is, the French doctor, my master, I may call him my master, look you, for I keep his house, and I wash, wring, brew, bake, scour, dress meat and drink, make the beds, and do all myself.
'Tis a great charge to come under one body's hand.
Are you advised, oh, that you shall find it a great charge, and to be up early and down late, but notwithstanding, to tell you in your ear, I would have no words of it. My master himself is in love with Mistress Anne Page, but notwithstanding that, I know Anne's mind. That's neither here nor there.
you neighbor, give this letter to Sir Hugh. By God, it is a challenge. I will cut his throat in the park. I will teach a scurvy jackanapes priest to meddle or make. You may be gone. But it's not good you tarry here. By God, I will cut off all his 2 stones. By God, he shall not have a stone to throw at his dog.
Alas, he speaks but for his friend.
Is it no matter over that? Do not you tell me that I shall have Anne Page for myself? By God, I will kill the Jack priest, and I have appointed mine host of the Jardier to measure out a weapon. Oh, by God, I will myself have Anne Page.
Sir, the maid loves you, and all shall be well. We must give folks leave to print. What the good ger?
Oh, Ruby, come to the court with me. By God, if I have not Anne Page, I shall turn your head out of my door. Follow my heels, Ruby.
You shall have a fool's head of your own. No, I know Anne's mind that for that. Never a woman in Windsor knows more of Anne's mind than I do, nor can do more than I do with her. I thank heaven.
Who's within there? Ho!
Who's there, I trow? Come near the house, I pray you.
Oh, how now, good woman? How dost thou?
The better that it pleases your good worship to ask.
Oh, what news? How does pretty Mistress Anne?
In truth, sir, and she is pretty, and honest, and gentle, and one that is your friend, for I can tell you that, by the way, I praise heaven for it.
Shall I do any good, thinkst thou? Shall I lose my suit?
Troth, sir, all is in his hands above, but notwithstanding, Master Fenton, I'll be sworn on a book she loves you. Have not your worship a wart above your eye?
Oh, yes, Mary, have I. But what of that?
Well, thereby hangs a tale. Good faith, it is such another man. But I detest an honest maid as ever broken bread. We had an hour's talk of that wart. I shall never laugh but in that maid's company. But indeed, she has given too much to melancholy and musing. But for you, well, go to.
Well, I shall see her today. Oh, there's money for thee, and let me have thy voice in my behalf. If thou seest her before me, commend me.
Will I? Ye faith that we will, and I will tell your worship more of the wart the next time we have confidence, and of other wooers.
Ah, well, farewell. I am in great haste now.
Farewell to your worship. Truly an honest gentleman, but Anne loves him not. For I know Anne's mind as well as another does. Out upon it. What have I forgot?
Act 2, Scene 1, before Page's house. Enter Mistress Page with a letter.
What have I escaped love letters in the holiday time of my beauty, and I am now a subject for them? Let me see. Ask me no reason why I love you, for though love use reason for his physician, he admits him not for his counselor. You are not young, no more am I. Go to then, there's sympathy. You are merry, so am I. Ha! Then there's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Then it suffice thee, Mistress Page, at the least, if love of soldier can suffice, that I love thee. I will not say pity me, 'tis not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me, by me, thine own knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might. For thee to fight, John Falstaff! What a Herod of Jewry is this? O wicked world! One that is well nigh worn to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant. What an unweighed behavior hath this Flemish drunkard picked with the devil's name out of my conversation, that he dares in this manner assay me? Why, he hath not been thrice in my company. What should I say to him? I was then frugal of my mirth. Heaven forgive me, while I'll exhibit a bill in the Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For revenge I will be, as sure as his guts are made of puddings.
Mistress Page, trust me, I was going to your house.
And trust me, I was coming to you. You look very ill.
Nay, I'll never believe that. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but you do in my mind.
Well, I do then. Yet I say I could show you to the contrary. Oh, Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
What's the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not for one trifling respect, I could come to such honor.
Hang the trifle, women. Take the honor. What is it? Dispense with trifles. What is it?
I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so. I could be knighted.
What? Thou liest. Sir Alice Forge, these knights will hack, and so thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight. Here, read, perceive how I might be knighted. I shall think the worst of fat men, as long as I have an eye to make difference in men's liking. And yet he would not swear, praised women's modesty, and gave such orderly and well-behaved reproof to uncomeliness, that I would have sworn his disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. Do I adhere and keep placed together than the 100th Psalm to the tune of Greensleeves? What tempest I trow through this whale, with so many tons of oil in his belly, ashore at Windsor. How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way we were to entertain him with hope till the malignant fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of page and ford differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here's the twin brother of thy letter. But let thine inherit first, for I protest mine never shall. I warrant he hath 1,000 of these letters, writ with blank space for different names. Sure, more, and these are of the second edition. He will print them out of doubt, for he cares not what he puts into the press. When he would put us to, I had rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, I will find you 20 lascivious turtles ere one chaste man.
This is the very same. The very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. It makes me almost ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one that I am not acquainted withal. For sure, unless he knew some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this fury.
Boarding, call you it? Ugh. I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I if he come under my hatches. I'll never to see again. Let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, and lead him with a fine baited delay, till he had pawned his horses to mine host of the garter.
Nay, I will consent to act any villainy against him, that may not sully the cherryness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter, it would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Why, look where he comes, and my good man too, he's as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that I hope is an unmeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy night. Come hither.
Well, I hope it be not so.
Hope is a curdled dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Why, sir, my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, both rich and poor, both young and old, one with another Ford. He loves the gallimaufry, Ford Perpend.
My wife?
Aye, with lover burning his heart, and prevent or go thou like Sir Actaeon he, with Ringwood at thy heels. Oh, odious is the name.
What name?
The horn, I say. Farewell. Take heed, and have an open eye, for thieves do foot by night. Take heed, ere summer comes, or cuckoo birds do sing. Away, sir, Corporal Nim. Believe it, page, he speaks sense.
I will be patient. I will find out this.
And this is true. I like not the humor of lying. He hath wronged me in some humors. I should have borne the humored letter to her, but I have a sword, and it shall bite upon my necessity. He loves your wife, and here's the short and the long. My name is Corporal Nib. I speak and I avouch. 'Tis true. My name is Nib, and Falstaff loves your wife. Adieu. I love not the humor of bread and cheese, and there's the humor of it. Adieu. The humor of it, quotha. Here's a fellow frights English out of his wits.
I will seek out Falstaff.
I have never heard of such a drawling, affecting rogue.
Well, if I do find it, well,
I will not believe such a Catian, though the priest of the town commends him for a true gentleman.
he's a good, sensible fellow.
How now,
Well,
Meg?
Whither you go, George, hark you?
How now, sweet Frank, why art thou melancholy?
I'm melancholy. I am not melancholy. Get you home. Go.
Faith, thou hast some crotchets in thy head. Now will you go, Mistress Page?
Have with you. You'll come to dinner, George? Look who comes yonder. She shall be our messenger to this paltry night.
Trust me, I thought on her, she'll fit it.
You are come to see my daughter Anne? Aye, forsooth, and I pray, how does good Mistress Anne? Go with us, and we have an hour's talk with you.
How now, Master Ford?
You heard what this knave told me, did you not?
Yes, and you heard what the other told me.
Do you think there is truth in them?
Hang them, slaves! I do not think the knights would offer it. But these that accuse him in his intent towards our wives are the yoke of his discarded men, very rogues, and now they be out of service.
Were they his men?
Marry, were they?
I like it never the better for that. Does he lie at the Garter?
Aye, marry, does he. If he should intend this voyage towards my wife, I would turn her loose to him, and what he gets more of her than sharp words, let it lie on my head.
I do not misdoubt my wife, but I would be loath to turn them together. A man may be too confident. I would have nothing lie on my head. I cannot be thus satisfied.
Look, where my rantings host to the Garter comes, there is either liquor in his pate or money in his purse when he looks so merrily. How now, my host?
How now, bully rook? Thou'rt a gentleman, Cavaliero Justice, I say.
I follow, mine host, I follow. Good even and 20, good Master Page. Master Page, will you go with us? We have sport in hand.
Tell him, Cavaliero Justice, tell him, bully rook.
Sir, there is a fray to be fought between Sir Hugh, the Welsh priest, and Caius, the French doctor.
Good mine host of the Garter, a word with you.
What sayest thou, my bully rook?
Will you go with us to behold it? My merry host hath had the measuring of their weapons, and I think hath appointed them contrary places, for, believe me, I hear the parson is no jester. Hark, I will tell you what our sport shall be.
Hast thou no suit against my knight, my guest cavalier?
None, I protest. But I'll give you a pottle of burnt sack to give me recourse to him, and tell him my name is Broom, only for a jest.
My hand, bully, thou shalt have egress and regress, and I well, and thy name shall be Brook. It is a merry night. Will ye go, and heirs?
With you, mine host.
I have heard the Frenchman hath good skill in his rapier.
That, sir, I could have told you more. In these times you stand on distance, your passes, staccatos, and I know not what. 'Tis the heart, Master Page, 'tis here. I have seen the time. With my long sword I would have made 4 tall fellows skip like rats.
Here, boys, here, shall we wag?
Have with you, I would rather hear them scold than fight.
Though Page be a secure fool and stand so firmly in his wife's frailty, yet I cannot put off my opinion so easily. She was in the company at Page's house, and what they made there I know not. Well, I will look further into it, and I have a disguise to sound the Falstaff. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis a labor well bestowed.